Hey guys, Unclejona here, back with the beer review, and this one's going to be a special one because this is a local, or reasonably local brewery to me. Or is it? Interesting beer anyway. It is Treason, and it's a West Coast IPA from Windsor. It's from the Uprising. You can see that on the old neck chief. Uprising Brewery in Windsor. And Windsor and Eton Brewery, which is kind of the brother-sister brewery that they're trying to say. It's basically the same place, but slightly different brewers. Paddy, one of the guys that set up Windsor and Eton, is his son, I believe, is the head brewer at Uprising. So he's trying to do the kind of young, kind of craft brew thing, even though Windsor and Eton are kind of craft brew anyway. Interesting kind of setup. So you've got father versus son giving out basically beers from two slightly different name breweries. So their FVs are going to be running all the time basically. Quite like the look. It's kind of trendy. It's craft brewery without being too leery. If you see this sort of lots of dark kind of birds on there, maybe ravens or rooks or blackbirds, that kind of stuff. Uprising, there's their little logo and just a black cap. Hey guys, you're missing a trick here by putting something on the cap, I reckon. Maybe a bird or something like that. This is meant to be a West Coast IPA. And it's 6% in the bottle, I think. Let's read again. If you get this on draft, if you go to beer festivals, or if you ever end up in Windsor for any reason, you can get this on draft. It's slightly less on draft. I think it was 5.7, 5.8, something like that. But definitely 6% in the bottle. Bottle conditioned beer, I guess. Right, let's open this one up. Interesting history. Windsor and Eton. Oh, very, very hoppy. Yeah, Windsor and Eton are one of my favourite new style brews, and they're local to me. The other one is Meantime, which is over in Greenwich. And they're very similar, I think. Up and coming breweries. Wow, that is very fizzy. Need to back off a little bit. And because it's a West Coast IPA, it's going to have shed loads of hops in. But unfortunately, I have no clue what hops they've used because they've kept it reasonably secret. My goodness, this is ridiculously fizzy. I'm going to leave it there. Look at that bad boy. Do I even need to get my hand out? That's 4 fingers at the least, and it's still growing, which is absolutely ridiculous. Look at that. My God. This is a non-nucleated glass. Look at that. And can you see anything through? Not a sausage. So this is supposed to be, my God, this is supposed to be a West Coast IPA. I think this would do a lot better if they named it a New England IPA. Anyway, guys, because of this ridiculous head, I'm going to put it down. And I'm going to come back to you in a couple of minutes once the head has abated a little bit. So, as if by magic, boom! Wow, that was amazing. Look at how much the head's gone down in that fraction of a second. Let's go in. Wow, there's a lot of floralness going on. A little bit of resin going on there. Ooh, something weird is happening at the back of my kind of throat where the receptors are, the taste receptors. Very, very interesting. Look at that. I did tell you, see, not so carbonated now, even though it's reasonably carbonated. But yeah, I mean, the other thing is, look at the colour. That is not a pale ale. That's darker than that. An amber ale? American amber ale, perhaps? I would not call that a pale ale, unless it's because it's cloudy. Maybe. That is definitely more an any IPA, not a WC IPA. Right, let's dig in. I know this is going to be a hoppy bad boy. Cheers and beers, guys. Whoa. Whoa. Wow. Obviously there's carbonation exploding everywhere in my mouth. My God, wow, there's lots of stuff going on in there. I'm getting a bit of a sweetness on my lips now, so that's a good malt combination there. My God, it's really hoppy, but it's not superbly bitter. It's really well balanced. You can taste the bitterness, don't get me wrong, but there's a really nice balance with the sweetness as well. Oh, I'm getting orange. I'm getting a bit of pine, bit of kind of resinous thing going on there, but lots of fruit going on. Weird, it's very odd. I wouldn't be surprised if, yeah, because of the oranginess, there's going to be, I think there's probably some Amarillo in there. Getting a little bit of kind of grapefruitiness there, so Cascade perhaps. Pine, resinous, Simcoe, perhaps Citra, something along those lines. But my God, there's so much going on. This is absolutely crazy. This is kind of the opposite, the nemesis, if you like, to a single hop beer. This is like, there's so many hops in here, but not too much bittering, which is quite nice. I bet you, the other thing is, because it's not clear, I bet you they've dry hopped the absolute shit out of this bad boy. I don't know if you can see, but when I kind of swirl it around, can you see the beer is kind of sliding down the glass? Kind of like that kind of oiliness, which also indicates there's a shed load of hops in there. But it's interesting because it's not, as I say, it's not that bitter at all. You are getting the hops up front, especially the kind of resinous ones. Secondary, you're getting that fruit kind of bomb going off. That's a really nice beer, I have to say. And I managed to pick this bad boy up in Waitrose. I would not be surprised if Windsor and Eton have some sort of deal with Waitrose, because I've seen this in a number of Waitrose, and not all local to round here, round the manor. Obviously, if you're in Windsor, you can get these beers all over the shop. And check out some of the pubs, because they definitely have them on draft as well. In fact, if you go over the bridge into Eton and down the high street, the first corner, there's a pub on the corner, and that is the Windsor and Eton pub. The name of that has surprised me, but I'll see if I can remember and put it in the notes down below. If you're going to Windsor, because you want to see the Queen's there and all that kind of nonsense, changing of the guard, if you want to have a beer afterwards, there are some really nice pubs. The Windsor and Eton pub, you have to cross over the bridge. It's not that far of a walk into Eton, which is well worth seeing as well. You can have beers such as this on tap. And my God, this is a good one. This really is a good one. Anyway, guys, Windsor and Eton, or should I say the Uprising, Treason West Coast IPA. Fantastic. Is it an IPA? I'd say probably, yeah. Is it a West Coast IPA? I bet you they're calling that because of the hops that are in there. Ridiculous hops. Perhaps more of an amber ale? I don't know. Be really interesting to see what this looks like on tap. Anyway, guys, this has been Unclejona drinking plenty of beers, and I'm on the quest for the IPAs at the moment. Cheers and beers, guys. We'll see you real soon for some more reviews and more of my inane rantings about beer. Cheers, guys. Fruity.